Live from the Don and Lorena Meyer studio at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln College of Journalism and Mass Communications, this is Nebraska Nightly.
Good afternoon and welcome to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Sophie Farrell.
And I'm Dawson Iasillo. Lincoln High School forfeits Millard South game, and Lincoln Police Department released compliance project results.
But first, a look into the recent appeals process of the UNL budget cuts. That's our top story tonight. The Academic Planning Committee has been hosting hearings regarding the proposed UNL budget cuts. Members of the American Association of University Professors are in attendance to speak about the issue. Nebraska Nightly's Veronica Fritsch was with Sarah Zuckerman an hour ago.
What will these budget cuts do to your specific department?
Well, they would eliminate our department is their proposal. They told us they want to retain our certificate and master's program, but it would not be in our department, which means that they would be firing all of the tenured faculty and all the other faculty and replacing us with adjuncts.
Have you already noticed any impacts from these budget cut proposals already, and do you think that they will just continue to worsen until the final decision is made?
Yeah, so I think since we've been all tasked really with defending the department, most of us are not doing our research. I think we're not teaching at our best, and our students are also really anxious and worried, and they want to know what's happening. Are they going to get to finish their dissertations? We have a lot of doctoral students, and so they're really anxious too.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for answering my questions today. The ACP is hosting hearings about UNL's proposed budget cuts. The hearings will conclude today at 5:30 p.m. and a final decision will be made in December. This is Veronica Fritsch with Nebraska Nightly. Back to you guys at the studio.
The APC is collecting feedback until October 13th. Feedback can be sent to the Fall 2025 Budget Reduction Form on the University of Nebraska-Lincoln website. A hearing by the Academic Planning Committee is underway on UNL's proposed budget cuts to the Earth and Atmospheric Sciences Department. It's the second hearing of the day, and Statistics was first up, responding to the proposal that their department would be cut. One hearing speaker said 17 faculty and staff will lose their jobs, and 80+ students will lose their major within the Statistics Department with the current budget cuts. Speakers included the chair of the Department of Mathematics, who said the Department of Mathematics is the largest producer of tax forms, over 31,000, and profit over $10 million at UNL. It would be one of the most affected units by the proposed cuts. A PhD candidate from the Stats Department of UNL said, "I don't want to be another person who contributes to the brain drain effect, as proposed budget cuts would force to leave the university." Nebraska Nightly will continue to cover UNL budget cut controversy.
The Lincoln Police Department released the results of their recent alcohol and tobacco compliance project early today. A state grant allowed the Lincoln Police Department to assign undercover officers to work overtime on the summer project. The officers checked on the compliance of tobacco and alcohol sales in Lincoln, limiting minors from gaining access to these products. One of the 209 businesses that were visited, 42 were issued citations for selling tobacco or alcohol to minors. While most of the city were found clean, 20% of businesses failed their inspections.
Injuries are forcing Lincoln High School to forfeit tonight's football game against Millard South. The announcement came on Tuesday in a statement by Lincoln High's principal, Mark Larson. Larson said due to the extent of player injuries sustained in the last week's game, and a number of other factors, we are communicating with Millard South and the NSAA that we are forfeiting the game. This was not an easy decision, and ultimately we need to make the best decision for players' health and safety. Millard South High School is defending Class A NSAA state football champions and have outscored their in-state opponents 342-10 this season. They remain undefeated against Nebraska opponents. Lincoln High is 4-3 on the year after their forfeit with 2 games remaining.
Coming up next, a UNL student runs for Nebraska legislature.
And a look to the weather. Stay with us.
Blood Bank, your blood could help save lives. Right now, only 7% of the population donates blood, But imagine if there were more.
We're sitting at below a 7-day level of supply of all blood types across the board. So every blood type is important, and we need all donors of all types to come in and donate right now.
At the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, they believe that all types make a strong blood supply.
Social media is a daily part of many college students' lives, something we've become used to, but it can also be overwhelming and draining. Studies show that taking regular breaks from social media reduces stress and improves mental health. Too much screen time has been proven to increase anxiety, while stepping away helps you reconnect with the world around you. Take a break. Protect your mental health.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly. It is another nice day in the capital city. Currently, we're looking at temperatures around 77 degrees with a gentle breeze coming in from the northeast, blowing between 9 and 14 miles per hour. Looking ahead for tonight, we will have partly cloudy skies and a low of 53 degrees. The winds will stay relatively calm throughout the evening.
Tomorrow, we are expecting a high of 76 degrees with some clouds in the morning that will burn off as the day goes on. The winds may pick up slightly tomorrow with southeastern winds between 7 to 15 miles per hour. Heading into the evening, we can reach temperatures as low as 65 degrees and gusts up to 28 miles per hour.
Taking a glance at the week ahead, we can expect warm temperatures through the weekend with highs reaching 85 degrees on Sunday. The fall temperatures will be rolling in at the start of the work week. Monday, we are seeing a high of 64 degrees with a low of 50 degrees. A chance of precipitation with light rain expected for most of the day Tuesday and heading into Wednesday morning.
Temperatures start to rise on Thursday again with partly sunny skies and highs reaching the upper 70s. And conditions will remain similar for Friday as well. Don't forget to appreciate the higher temperatures this week before our colder fall weather kicks in.
An unsuspected political candidate stepped into the spotlight in Nebraska recently. College student Jaden Speed is taking matters into his own hands and running for the state senate. The Democratic candidate will be going up against the Republican Robert Clements.
Our campaign slogan is actually a new generation of the good life, and it's really about bringing up young people in Nebraska, the next generation of Nebraskans, to be able to achieve success. I'm not here just to serve one party. I'm not here just to serve the governor's office. I'm here to serve real Nebraskans and your issues and not my party.
If elected, Speed will be the youngest person in the Nebraska legislature. He is currently studying political science at George Washington University in Washington, D.C.
The 20-year-old formed his platform around ending high property taxes, defending public education, and restoring the good life. For more information about Speed and his campaign, you can visit his website at www.speedfornebraska.com.
Across the Missouri River in the Hawkeye State, Katrina Markell reports that in the middle of the government shutdown, premiums are set to rise.
What is causing Medicare premiums to rise? I'm neighborhood reporter Katrina Markell. Industry experts say the rising cost of prescription drugs is the main driver when it comes to the increased cost of health insurance.
I'm a pretty old guy in my 90s, and I remember back when health care was not too complicated.
94-year-old retired president of Iowa Western Community College, Carl Heinrich, was helping at a Council Bluffs Rotary Club event when he told me the more we try to fix health care, the more confusing it gets.
And it seems like now the Congress and the legislature is trying to, they say, improve it, has confused it more than ever.
Omaha investment advisor Chip Monahan sells Medicare plans. The 2022 Inflation Reduction Act aimed to reduce medication expenses for seniors by capping out-of-pocket costs at $2,000.
Well, it used to be about an $8,000 donut hole, and they've reduced that down to a $2,000 maximum out of pocket. So that $6,000 gap has got to be made up somewhere, and it's increasing cost for everybody else.
He told me neighbors who were spending a lot on prescriptions will benefit.
But everybody else is paying the cost.
The AARP championed the Inflation Reduction Act as a means of bringing down prescription costs. It says that the premium increase is due to multiple factors. It also projects Medicare Part B plans may jump from $185 to $206 per month.
It's so important that we get this Medicare and Medicaid straightened out at the federal level so that we can get that affordability back into our communities.
Council Bluffs City Council member Steve Gorman worries for neighbors on fixed incomes.
Those kind of prices could actually make them choose between paying rent or food or medical care.
Monahan also stresses the importance of talking to a professional who sells both Medicare Supplement and Medicare Advantage plans before enrolling. I'm neighborhood reporter Katrina Markle.
Coming up on Nebraska Nightly.
The government shutdown enters its second week.
And Israel and Hamas reach a ceasefire deal after the break.
Many of the brands you love don't love animals like you do.
Okay, so how about this much?
I don't know.
Well, how about this much?
I don't know.
How about...
Actually, I don't know.
Okay, maybe this much?
I don't know.
The very tip of your pencil, a fraction of a raindrop, 3 grains of salt. That's how much it takes for a dose of fentanyl to become lethal. Learn more at realdealonfentanyl.com.
The federal government shut down 10 days ago, and there's no end in sight. The Senate again failed to advance 2 competing funding proposals on Thursday. Cheryl Hubbard updates us on the deadlock.
The motion is not agreed to.
There's still no real solution in sight. On Capitol Hill, Republicans are still pushing for essentially an extension of current funding levels through mid-November. And Democrats are focusing in on health care, calling for enhanced Obamacare subsidies to be included over a week now into the shutdown.
Leader Schumer and Senate Democrats have courageously taken vote after vote against the partisan Republican spending agreement and bill because that bill continues to gut the health care of the American people.
At least one prominent Republican is siding with the Democrats.
I also don't think it's good advice that Republicans ignoring the health insurance crisis is going to be good for midterms.
Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene speaking out against her own party.
This should not be happening. We control the House, we control the Senate, we have the White House.
Tempers flared between Democratic senators and Republican House Speaker Johnson in a hallway Wednesday over shutdown strategy.
You go down the floor and go vote to open the government up. That would be great. All right, here's the clean CR. Go vote to open the government up. Thank you very much.
We're going to have lots of... Wait a minute.
If you bring them back, we will have a discussion with them. It's very simple.
You're holding the American people hostage because you want to have a policy debate.
Republicans needed 60 votes to advance their stopgap funding bill Thursday. They failed in a 54-45 vote. I'm Cheryl Hubbard reporting.
Military families are figuring out how they'll cope if their paychecks don't arrive on October 15th as scheduled. House Speaker Mike Johnson says Republicans won't vote on a standalone bill to pay the troops during the shutdown. President Trump announced today federal layoffs will begin if the shutdown continues.
A ceasefire is now in effect in Gaza. Overnight, Israeli forces were seen pulling back according to the terms of the deal with Hamas. Late Thursday evening, Israel's government approved the Gaza ceasefire resolution. Now, a 72-hour period is underway, within which the release of Israeli hostages is to happen. However, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in a televised address, implied that not all the deceased hostages held in Gaza may return. There are also nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners in Israel that will be freed as part of the deal. President Donald Trump is expected to visit Israel on Monday, according to Israeli police detailing security measures for his trip. Meanwhile, a senior U.S. official says the United States is sending 200 troops to be on the ground to monitor the implementation of the ceasefire agreement. They'll join soldiers from Egypt, Turkey, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates.
Today is World Mental Health Day, a time to raise awareness, promote education, and advocate against stigma. When it comes to mental health issues, in today's Mental Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has 5 facts an expert wants you to know about mental health.
In the U.S., an estimated 1 in 5 adults live with a mental illness, and that's why awareness is so important. At The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, clinical neuropsychologist Scott Langenegger says everyone should know 5 facts about mental health. First, don't limit your expectations of those who have mental illness.
Some of the most important innovations that we've had in the history of humans have been developed by people who also have mental health conditions.
Second, Langenegger says care is available like never before. Thanks to technology like video conferencing, more people struggling with mental health are being reached and are receiving personalized, high-quality care. Third, it's important to look at people in a holistic way. Seeing a person's diagnosis is only one part, and to consider how they are moving toward wellness and resilience.
Some of that can be embedded within their workplace and the supports that they have in their workplace or in their school. Some of that can be embedded within their relationships.
Fourth, Langenegger says there needs to be a shift in how we think about mental health. Focus on today and tomorrow rather than the past. If someone struggling has a bad day, learn from it and use that knowledge for a better tomorrow. And finally, you can make a difference to someone who is struggling by simply checking on them, especially when there's suicidal ideation involved.
Buying people time to really sort of reconsider what's happening in the moment and not getting lost in the crisis of the moment or a mistake of the moment.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Anyone struggling with their mental health or if someone is having thoughts of suicide, there's help available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call, text, or message the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, and that number is 988.
Coming up on Nebraska Nightly, a high school football overtime thriller at Seacrest.
Plus, Nebraska soccer is back at home versus Purdue. Stick with us.
As soon as I kicked one of my buddies in the head, I was like, yeah, we gotta go after that.
I take back what I said.
Hey, done for the day?
Yeah, just kind of maxed out on people.
Is there anything you wanted to talk about?
You know, thanks for asking. I have been feeling just kind of off lately.
Do you want me to
Concerned about a friend? Just ask and refer them to counseling and psychological services at UNL.
On average, every Big Ten student wastes 112 pounds of garbage each year, but there's a fix. Make sure you use an Aussie when you dine in and be a part of the change.
Nearly 1 in 3 Husker students struggle with food insecurity. Husker Pantry addresses food insecurity and a welcoming space by providing free food and personal items to UNL students in need. Due to high demand, the pantry often runs out of essential items. Help keep the pantry stocked by donating the most needed items. From canned food to personal items and cleaning supplies, you can make a difference by donating. Learn how to donate by visiting pantry.unl.edu.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Jocelyn Yam. Nebraska football is on the road in Big Ten play for the first time this season as they visit Maryland tomorrow in College Park. And for head coach Matt Rule, his biggest thing is ensuring his team brings the energy without a true home crowd behind them.
You know, they eliminate distractions, they create their own energy, they fear nothing and attack everything. And I think the first two are very, very applicable when you're on the road. You're in a new place, it's just us. Now, we're obviously blessed that our fans travel at a high level, but you get the point of, being in Memorial Stadium, obviously. So you have to create your own energy.
Both teams are at a 4-1 record so far this season. Nebraska and Maryland kick off at 3:30 Eastern Time in College Park, Maryland. The Terrapins are looking to get back-to-back wins against Nebraska, while the Huskers look to extend their 2-1 lead in the all-time series. Football, it's Lincoln East facing Columbus. Fourth quarter, Huxton Cat powers to the end zone. East leads 21-10. Back come the Discoverers, Michael Volchowski with the touchdown run. Columbus would convert the 2-point conversion to cut the lead to 3, and a field goal would send us to overtime. Columbus gets the ball first in overtime. First possession of OT, it's Volchowski again. Columbus takes their first lead of the game, 28-21. Final chance for the Spartans, Turner Wilkie comes up short as Columbus wins a thriller, 28-21. To Hibner Stadium, where Nebraska soccer faces Purdue, Purdue has first chance after the ball bounces around the box. Senior goalkeeper CeCe Villa stops the ball from the line. Play goes to VAR, confirmed no goal. Score stays 0-0. 83rd minute, Reagan Robbie scores, making it 1-0 Nebraska, as the Huskers survive, beating Purdue 1-0. To Bowlin Stadium, where Nebraska softball is set to start their fall season, they play tomorrow against Colorado State in Omaha, and then a rematch with Colorado State on Sunday. Across the sidewalk, Nebraska baseball also in action as they play Omaha tomorrow, and then a 3-game red-white series next week. Sticking with baseball, all of the attention in the MLB playoffs turns to Seattle tonight for Game 5 between the Mariners and the Detroit Tigers. Detroit was able to force a Game 5 on their home turf Wednesday night with a 9-3 victory, shifting the action to T-Mobile Park after yesterday's travel day. American League MVP candidate Kyle Raleigh, aka the Big Dumper, will be leading his M's squad against Cy Young candidate Tariq Skubal, who pitched in Game 2 back on October 5th. Tonight's winner will travel to Toronto on Sunday for Game 1 of the ALCS against the Blue Jays. First pitch is at 7:08 p.m. and can see the game with Adam Amin, Adam Wainwright, and AJ Przenski on the call. That's all for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Of the 40 million tons of plastic waste generated in the U.S. in 2021, only 5%, or 2 million tons, was recycled. Make sure you do your part in keeping Anderson Hall clean. For more information on recycling statistics, visit epa.gov today.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly. On campus, there are many opportunities for students and staff to socialize.
Every Thursday afternoon, the Nebraska Union Crib is the place to be, as it is usually popping with hungry Huskers. Nebraska Nightly Jackson Heinrichs was on hand for the weekly popcorn pop-up.
If you're looking for the best hour of the week, you don't have to look too far. Right here in the crib at the Nebraska Union, every Thursday from 3 to 4, Huskers gather for the popcorn pop-up.
Popcorn pop-up is the best hour of the week, and it actually started when some of our administrators had gone to another university, I believe it was Baylor, and they do a Dr. Pepper hour, so they thought that they would bring it back here. And even though we're a Pepsi school, we wanted to do something that was really part of Nebraska, so we're like popcorn, and everybody loves popcorn.
Each week brings a different activity, maybe trivia, karaoke, crafts, or even a sport, making every pop-up a little different from the last.
The overall goal is to get people to just come and mingle and get to know other faculty, staff, students, and all you need is your event pass, so make sure to bring that, and everybody can come for free.
Become a tradition almost at this point for the Daily Nebraskan crew to come up here together and get popcorn. And now that there's the Golden Medal Cup that we can all get, we're going to come even more frequently, I'd say.
So the Golden Kernel Club is if you come to 10 visits, they don't have to be consecutive, then you'll get a free little stainless steel cup, and it says Golden Kernel Club on one side, and then it has the Popcorn Pop-Up logo on the other side.
The popcorn pop-up is a great way to eat snacks, play games, and connect with the Husker community. Reporting for Nebraska Nightly, I'm Jackson Heinrichs.
As the leaves continue to fall, we all search for fun fall activities. With midterms approaching, it is important to get out and enjoy the season.
Lincoln has many spooky-themed attractions, with one of the local favorites being Rocaberry Farm. Thrill seekers can enjoy Roca Scary Farm's nighttime frights, the Haunted Hayride, Haunted Manor, and Psychopath, starting at sundown on select days.
Rocaberry Farm is closing its doors for the season on November 1st. Tickets can be purchased at Rocaberry Farm or online for a discounted price. Now, another look at the weather for this weekend. Tonight will likely have a brisk fall night with temperatures in the mid-50s. Wind will remain calm at only about 6 miles per hour.
Tomorrow, expect partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Temperatures will dip heading into the night with expected lows of 64 degrees and possible gusts reaching 28 miles per hour.
Sunday will be nice and warm with expected temperatures in the low to mid-80s and mostly sunny. There will be a bit of a breeze with southeastern winds anywhere from 18 to 21 miles per hour and gusts as high as 34 miles per hour.
So it looks like it's going to be a pretty nice weekend,
yes,
especially Sunday.
I'm really sad that there's not a Husker game this weekend that's home, because it would be a perfect day for a game day.
Especially, it's going to be a great matchup. Both teams are 4-1. We are number 1 in pass defense, and they're number 4 in sacks in the NCAA, so that's like a crazy.
Well, it'll be a good weekend.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it from my couch in Lincoln. I don't mind an away game, so.
Thank you for tuning in to Nebraska Nightly.
Be sure to follow us on social media at Nebraska Nightly.
Our next live show will be on Tuesday. We will not have a show from 1 week from today due to our fall break.
Have a great night. Nebraska Nightly is a production of the University of Nebraska's College of Journalism and Mass Communications.